When did this pop up for you, Sean, and how has it evolved since then?
A couple weeks ago, pretty much at the very beginning of camp, and yeah, it kind of never really, nothing really got any better. It didn't really get worse. It just kind of plateaued, and yeah, I think the worst part is that it just never got any better over the last couple of weeks. So, I've been throwing, been pitching, and recovery hasn't really been the greatest in between, and so that was kind of why we said something. So
And what have the trainers or doctors told you? What all guidance have they offered as far as shut down for a couple of weeks? Mendy said, what and best case scenario for when you'll return?
yeah, as far as scenarios, I have no really timetable. I mean, I know it's going to be probably a couple weeks, shut down. But as far as like a timetable, it could be, I don't know, couple weeks to a couple months or something like that. So just depends on how I feel and respond to all the treatment.
Sean, was it something you felt when you got here, or were you feeling it even before in your throwing sessions before you got here?
It was kind of right when I got here. Nothing like grabbed or anything like that. Just I was sore and I was like, okay, that's interesting, and then just never really got any better from there.
Have you dealt with these before? Is this something, or is this a new thing?
Oblique, very new thing for me. I've never had anything like this before.
Is there any disappointment you won't be able to begin the season, it looks like, with the team, or do you just take the long haul approach of just knocking it out? And
yeah, I mean, for my end, it's very, very disappointing. I hate being injured, not out there pitching, doing my job. It sucks, and I'm going to do everything I can to get there as healthy and as quick as possible. It still doesn't mask the fact that how disappointed I am, and myself. I thought I was doing everything I could this offseason to train, and it just kind of popped up. So, but all that being said, I'd rather miss a couple weeks now at the beginning of the season instead of doing something and then potentially missing a significant amount of time.
Sean, in terms of building yourself back up once this clears up, is that just going to, how long that takes? Is that going to just depend on how long you're no throw for? Would you have to restart your whole spring routine? And I know you're not already fully stretched out anyway, but if you're pain free in a week or two, then is it a minimal disruption versus if it takes longer, then do you have to build all the way back up? That was not a good way to ask that.
I would assume so. The less time on the front end that we miss, probably the less amount of time it's going to take to build back up. So, I mean, like I said, it's kind of how I respond to everything, and if I'm feeling good, then maybe take a less amount of time. But just hoping for the best at this point.
This might be a stupid question, but does throwing from down here place any more additional stress on the oblique than how you used to?
I mean, I don't personally believe so. I think, I did it for most part of last year. Felt great. I don't know if it was just one singular pitch or maybe a couple of pitches or something like that. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it did. I really have no answer for that.
On merit, you would have been a prime candidate to get the opening day start. Obviously, that's not going to happen now. How much does that just sort of add to the disappointment?
I mean, the opening day start is cool, but I just want to be out there and pitch. I don't. That's not really much of my worry. I know, the other guys are going to step up and do their job, and just be back whenever I can.
It's the right side, right?
Yes.
Is there any significance to that being a lefty? Is it worse? Is it better?
I mean, I've never done anything to my left side. I just know it's from a pulling, like this motion. So yeah, I mean, it's, obviously hampered me enough to, warrant all this. So, I don't want to know what it's like to pull my left side either. So, yeah.
Just how far along had you been kind of built up before the injury occurred?
I mean, I had like last outing was 2 ups, like 2 innings basically, and you know, came out of that and it was you know, it was okay. Like I said, I just didn't recover well enough, like what I normally would.
So just to be clear, it doesn't feel any worse now than it did, say, 2 weeks ago. It's just the fact that it didn't go away is the reason why you went for the MRI.
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, it just plateaued and, you know, it never got any better, never got any worse. It just wasn't like good, I guess. So.